Batmans are legit, especially the fourth Batman, Fat Batman. But this wide receiving core is the best I have ever seen in Eagles history, and they're just getting started. Dallas still stinks. By doing King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. This wide receiving core for the Philadelphia Eagles is not only the best in the NFC East, one of the best in the whole league, but it's the best Eagles wide receiving core that I could ever remember the Eagles having as long as I have been watching football. Now, we're going to get into it in a second, but before we do that, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. We stream every week. We'll be streaming this Thursday as Miami probably puts up a 50-burger against the stinking Cincinnati Bengals. I'll be rooting for Miami. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check. Double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Now, before we get into these wide receivers and just how much I'm in love with them, pause. We do have some Eagles breaking news. Le'Raven Clark has been signed off the Eagles practice squad to the Tennessee Titans. This is the second offensive lineman that the Philadelphia Eagles have lost. Okay, this is the second offensive lineman they've lost. They're going to have to replenish it somehow. But Le'Raven Clark leaves, and, to me, this hurts a little bit because any chance of thinking about trading Andre Dillard, it makes it a lot harder because you're a lot thinner at the tackle position. But Le'Raven Clark is gone. What are you going to do, Secondly, we got to talk about Jordan Davis, okay? Because Jordan Davis is starting to play. I think he's starting to get in shape because what I noticed is, usually the first 2 weeks, after 2 plays, 1 play, 2 play, and they show him, he's like, and he's pushing everybody out of his way. He's like, I need 15 feet around me so I can suck all the air in. And he's starting, now, last week, they showed him after a play or two, and he was just like, yeah, I'm the man. So I think his conditioning is getting better, and he continues to make an impact on this team, even though he's not piling up sacks or piling up stats. If you look at week 1 versus Detroit, he made an impact in the run game. Week 2 versus Minnesota, Dalvin Cook had 17 yards. He had an impact on the run game. Now he's starting to also make an impact in the pass rush. Okay, now, yeah, I know Washington's offensive line stinks. However, he batted a ball down. At one point, he got in the backfield. He had Carson Wentz wrapped up, and he let him go. He's got to hold on to him, wrap him up, and bring him to the ground. That sack wound up going to T.J. Edwards because when he broke free from Jordan Davis, T.J. Edwards was there to sack him. But Jordan Davis generated pressure on 4 of his 14 rushing snaps. Pass rushing snaps, excuse me. So Jordan Davis generated pressure on 4 of his 14 pass rushing snaps, according to PFF. They gave him an elite pass rush grade for his performance against the Commanders. So I think Jordan Davis is getting better every week. And I think as he gets more conditioned, he will get better and better. And I expect by the end of the year for him to start making a real impact. A lot of people are worried also about Nakobe Dean. Where's Nakobe Dean? Why haven't we seen anything from Nakobe Dean? My thoughts are this. Nakobe Dean's going to be fine. When his time comes to play, he's going to be fine. But how can you play him in front of T.J. Edwards right now? How can you play him in front of Kaiser White? Those guys are playing good. Especially T.J. Edwards. I'm telling you, right now, T.J. Edwards is on the verge of being a Pro Bowl caliber linebacker. That's how well he has played. He is all over the place. So I just think it's hard for Nakobe Dean to get in. And it's not a bad thing. Let him learn. Let him sit there. And when his time comes, he will do good. Nakobe Dean will be a good player. But these guys in front of him right now, they're playing fantastic. Fantastic. I haven't watched the All-22, but it's going to be really, really interesting. No question about it. This is a good team, man. They're 3-0, and we got Doug Pederson coming this week. And let me say this right off the bat. Doug Pederson, you have to give him a standing ovation. He deserves a standing ovation. He needs a standing ovation. And I hope that he gets it. And I'm sure he will. Eagle fans are smart. They know who to boo. They know who to cheer. He has to be cheered. He did nothing wrong. He didn't want to leave. They got rid of him. He deserves a standing ovation. He's on an AFC team. He's not in our division. It's not like he's coaching Washington or Dallas. God, Dallas stinks. That's a whole other issue. But, Doug Pederson, standing ovation. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? And speaking of Dallas, that game stunk last night, man. Let me tell you, the one thing I take out of last night's games, the Cowboys stink, the Giants stink. No question about it. Now, the Cowboys are a little more dangerous, and you have to say that because they went in there and they beat the Giants with Cooper Rush. If Dallas can keep their head above water and they get Dak Prescott back, they could be our toughest challenge in the NFC East. Now, I don't think they could beat us, but they would be our toughest challenge because they still get Dak back at some point. So they are probably the toughest team in the division. I was teasing them yesterday that Washington was, but I really didn't think so. I was just trying to troll back the trolls. But I think Dallas is going to be our toughest team that we're going to have to deal with. But it really is contingent on Dak coming back and how good he is. Cooper Rush is not their answer. No question. The Eagles, to me, are far above all three of those teams in the division. No doubt about it. And a big part of it is, of course, Jalen Hurts and the way he's playing, but the weapons he has. Get this. A.J. Brown, 54 yards. Devonta Smith, 45 yards. Quez Watkins, 53 yards. Are the only wide receiver trio in the NFL to record a 45-plus yard reception this season. Pound fly, Eagles fly, exactly right. So they're the only team that has three guys to have those kind of catches, over 45 yards plus. That's amazing. That is amazing. The Eagles can hit you in so many different ways, especially with the receivers. You got A.J. Brown, like I said yesterday. He reminds me of Terrell Owens. That's who, when I see him on the field, that's what he reminds me of. He looks like T.O., and then you go on the opposite side. You don't have Todd Stinkston there. You don't have James Trash. You don't have any of these guys opposite of Terrell Owens. You don't have FedEx, can't do anything but one play ever in his life, Mitchell. You don't have these guys with Terrell Owens. You got A.J. Brown and you got Devonta Smith, who looks like Marvin Harrison. So you got Owens and Marvin Harrison out there. These guys are good. They are good, okay? Let's just look at A.J. Brown, 20 catches so far this season, 309 yards, 1 touchdown. Well on his way over 1,200 yards. And he's going to get it, no question about it. And then you got Devonta Smith. The game he just had was absolutely ridiculous, okay? He has 15 receptions, 249 yards, 1 touchdown, averaging 16.6. He's well on his way over 1,200 yards. These two guys are dynamic, and they create a lot of problems for teams. Like I said at the beginning of the year, you're going to see a lot of focus on A.J. Brown early, and it was going to open up for things for Devonta Smith. There were some things I saw last week. Like, I want to go back and look at the one play, the one A.J. Brown touchdown play. Jalen Hurts, very smart. He sees one-on-one on the outside of A.J. Brown, tells him to run a slant, because he runs a slant on one-on-one, you can't stop it. And it was an easy touchdown. I love this team. I love this receiving corps. I honestly think, and this is the truth, I think this is the best wide receiving trio that wide receiving corps, will say, that the Eagles have ever had that I can remember watching. Okay? I don't need Devonta Smith to play 4 years to know how good he is already. All right? Because I already think Devonta Smith is an absolute monster stud. He's a man. He's a man. A skinny man, but he's a man. And I know what A.J. Brown is. And then, you add Quez Watkins with his deep threat and his speed. I don't know who's been better. I mean, you can say, in my lifetime, before this group, I would probably say the best pairing, the best group was probably Maclin and Deshaun Jackson. I did really like a lot Calvin Johnson, Fred Barnett back in the day, but I would have probably said Jeremy Maclin, Deshaun Jackson. To me, these guys are better than both of them. Now, Deshaun was really good, one of the greatest deep threats of all time, but all-around wide receiver, Devonta Smith's better. He just is, and I can tell you that in the second year, I have no qualms about it. This is the best wide receiving core I've ever seen, and Jalen Hurts is feasting off it like he should, and I don't know who's going to stop him. Best wide receiving core in the NFL. And what I love about it too is you have the best wide receiving core. One of them, the best in the NFL, definitely best in the division. Then you look at the secondary and who they go up against practice every day. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avonte Maddox. One of the best cornerback trios in the NFL. Their toughest challenge every week is playing and practicing against each other. If they practice, I guess. If they practice. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I just love this team. I love the way it's constructed. I love this team. Howie Roseman with his Napoleon hat, his pocket protector. I love it, man. I love this team, and this is the best wide receiving core. Like I said, my Batman cape's on the way, baby. My Batman cape is on the way. We will be represented because I am one of 4 Batmans. I am Fat Batman, and Fat Batman roots on the other 3. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. So one thing I got to do today is I got to go to Costco. Now, I have no problem with Costco. My only issue with Costco is this. I got to complain. Why in hell, in August, do I go in a store and Christmas stuff is up? Like, they got Christmas stuff up in August. It drives me up a wall. I walk in, it's 110 degrees out, and they got Christmas trees up, snowmen up there, lights. It pisses me off. Like, it literally pisses me off. I don't want to think about Christmas until it gets to, like, Thanksgiving. Once we're around somewhere in November, I'm good with it. I can start celebrating early. My kids make me. But August to put out Christmas stuff? Get the hell out of here. Denzel Washington out.